Hi, my name is Chris Watts. I am CEO and founder of Motion Dynamics. Welcome to the heart of the Central Business District here in Hong Kong. We specialize in assisted mobility and flexibility programs using an integrative manual therapy system. So today we're going to be doing a flexibility training program for you, for the listeners, as if you were doing this at home or in your hotel, wherever you are, in your office. So we'd like you to follow suit. If you wanted to press pause along the way to do more repetitions, you're most welcome to do that. Otherwise, just follow suit, and I will start by warming up the neck and doing some stretching flexibility programs for the entire body. This is a full flexibility training program, non-assisted for you guys. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start with a breathing technique where we're going to ask you to breathe deeply into the diaphragm. So we're going to ask you to breathe in through the nose like me. So breathe in, hold for 3 seconds, don't let the air out, breathe in again, hold for 3 seconds, don't breathe out, breathe in one more time. You should feel a real big expansion through the rib cage. Now blow out. Let's do that one more time. So breathe in through the nose, hold the breath 3 seconds, and then breathe in again without letting air out. Hold it, 1, 2, 3, breathe in again. And let that air just hold in there. Now breathe it all out, nice and slowly. This helps to relax the body. It also helps to really expand the rib cage, improve your thoracic cage, your body posture in this part of your body frame. So now we're going to do a bit of a lymphatic movement. So we're going to get you to jump up and down, move the lymph. You can do this for an entire minute. We're going to just be asking you to do this on this film for about 10 seconds, but you can pause it and continue to do this for 1 entire minute. Okay, so that's got the lymph moving, so you should be nice and warm and limber. Now we're going to warm up the neck. The way we do this, we slightly lean forward, and we're going to do some half moons or semicircles of the neck. And we're going to do 3 or 4 of these, but you're most welcome at home to do 8 to 10 repetitions. This is warming up the neck joints, improving lubrication of the joints. Once you've done that, you will come up towards the ceiling, so it's extension of the neck and flexion of the neck. And we're going to come up and down. This moves C1 and C2 nicely through full range of motion. This is just a simple warm-up before we start doing some stretching. Good. Okay, so let's have a little look at some stretching now. The first thing I like to do is to work the muscles in the front. There are 14 muscles in the front of the neck here. We're leaning slightly further forward like this. We're having you come up to your maximum range. Take the fingers and push gently on the chin. 1, 2, and release. Reach up. Hold it for just 2 seconds at the end of range. 1, 2, release. Very gentle pressure. Breathing out as we do the stretch. 1, 2. One more time. Reaching up, lifting, pushing, hold for 2 seconds, and release. Come back into an upright position, and I'll just turn onto the side here so you can see better. We're going to retract the chin. So we're going to ask you just to draw the chin in, push, 1, 2, release. Draw the chin back, retraction, push. Now you can do this 10 times. I'll just do this 4 or 5 times. For those of you who are working in the office environment, this is very important to keep the head back on the shoulders where it belongs. Next, we're going to do some neck flexion. So we're going to stretch the back of the neck here. So we're going to tuck, place the hands behind the head, gently flex, and with a little bit of pressure, 2 pounds, push the chin into the sternum, and then come back up again. Breathing in and breathing out as we do the movements. Chin towards the chest. There's my barrier. Here's the stretch. 1, 2, back again. Do not push too hard. Be gentle, be light. Breathing out as you do the stretch. It's not a competition, it's just movement. Trying to go through 1 or 2 full ranges of motion each day to maintain flexibility and full range of motion in the neck. Let's try a rotation. So we're going to just turn towards, in my case, the left side, one hand on the cheek, one hand behind the head, and very gently turn. 1, 2, back to neutral. Turn again. Breathe in, breathe out, breathing in, breathing out as you do the stretch. Release, breathe in again. Turn, keep it active. Breathing out. The breathing out is the relaxation phase. The breathing in is the oxygenation phase. Let's try the other side. So it's tucking, turning, my hand on one cheek behind the head, very gently turning towards the opposite side, and releasing again. None of this is done with too much pressure. It's all done very gently. The key here is the repetition. Turn and across. 1, 2. Let's do one more of those. Tuck, turn, 1, 2. So the more reps you do, the easier it becomes. Now we're going to do lateral cervical flexion. So what we do is we keep the chin tucked, we lean to one side, take one hand and gently pull the ear towards the shoulder. Not too hard. Back to neutral, release it. And breathe out. Good, breathing in. You'll feel a big pull through the scalenes, the upper traps, the SCM, lots of muscles here being stretched all at the same time. And again, one more of those, and then we'll move to the other side. Tucking in again, leaning to one side, just gently pull, a couple of pounds of pressure, very light, tucking, leaning, gently pulling to one side. 1, 2. You'll feel a very light pull. Most of that is actually connective tissue or fascia that's being pulled. The muscles move quite easily. It's the fascia that surrounds the muscles that's a little bit more tricky to open up. That's why the repetition is very important in this case. Let's try one more different stretch for the neck, but a very important one for people with forward head posture, those people that are on computers, looking down at laptops. So this is the one I like to do, where you turn the head, you lean back, one hand is on the collarbone, 2 fingers on the forehead, just gently coming back. You'll feel a nice little pull here. Not too heavy on this stretch, just nice and light. Back to the middle again, turn. And if you do this once or twice a day, you will not have problems with irritated necks, particularly in the back of the neck, and it helps to keep the head in its proper position, which is centered right over the shoulder. Good. Let's try the other side. Tuck, turn 45, back at 45, oblique hyperextension, this is called, and back again. Everything's done very carefully, very gently, with a very small amount of pressure. Good. Turn again. Breathing in, turn, and light stretch at the very end of range here. Now, because this is quite a tough area to work on, lots of nerves in here, just tap the area around the head when you finish. It's a kind of a nice relaxing technique that you can do after you've stretched the neck. And then let's just try that little warm-up again, just to see what it feels like. It should feel a lot smoother as you put a lot more blood and nutrients and water, and the synovial fluid is a lot richer. It acts like a bit of an oil. Good, that feels nice doing that again. Let's do the shoulders. So hands on the shoulders. I'm just going to come down a bit here. Let's rotate backwards and give the shoulders a very nice little lubrication. Quite easy to do. Now there's many ways to do this. You can do it in a forward motion like so and come back up again, or you can do it in a backward motion like so. Okay, but as long as you move the joint before we start stretching it, again, it improves the fluidity of the joint, lubrication of the joint. We can even do a little sort of backstroke as well, just to help, again, move the entire joint structure, scapula. There's 4 joints in the shoulder, so we need to keep all those joints nice and mobile. So we'll start off with a stretch for the pectoralis major, these big chest muscles here that pull the shoulder forward. Hands together, thumbs pointing out at 45. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out as we do the stretch. And bring the arms back and hold it for a couple of seconds, looking up to the ceiling, back down again. Breathing in, breathing out as you do the stretch. Pull the shoulder blades together at the back, and that will help to release the pecs in the front. Breathing in and breathing out. Hold it for 2 seconds and then release back again. Some of you may feel the stretch all the way down in the abdominal region. That's where you have the tension. A lot of people are over-activating their abs and they can feel a bit of a pull in this over-contracted area. Let's try one more of those. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Shake out in between. Let's do another stretch for the pecs. This time, the palms are facing outwards, and you're going to bring your arms, shoulders down, bring your arms all the way back, slightly leaning forwards. And again, you'll feel a big pull across the chest. 2 seconds, and release. Breathing in, and breathing out. Drawing the shoulder blades together, retracting the shoulder blades to release these protractors in the front of the shoulders here. Great little exercises to do in your office or anywhere for that matter. Pre-game, pre-tennis. Let's do one more of those. You can feel it getting easier as we do more repetitions. Good. Now the second exercise, shake out. In between, just relaxes the nerves as well. Interlace the fingers, place them behind the head, elbows forward, squeeze shoulder blades together, draw the arms back, and then lift. 1, 2, release. And breathe out. This is a stretch for the pectoralis minor, which protracts the shoulder forward, creating a lot of rounded shoulders. This is an essential stretch to prevent that head from coming forward too. Back again. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Let's try some bicep stretching. The biceps attach to the shoulder. They can also draw shoulders forward. So I'm going to stand to the side here, turn the palm backwards, one at a time, and we're going to draw the arm up at 45-degree angle. That's my barrier. There's the stretch. Release it again. Turn and blow. Long head of the bicep. Good. And this is the medial head of the long head of the bicep that runs right into the scapula, over the shoulder, and can cause a lot of forward pulling of the shoulders. Let's try another one. This is also for biceps. We're going to draw the arm behind the back with the opposite hand, pull like so across the back, and then we're going to hyperextend by lifting in a backward direction. So here it is again, palm facing outwards, across the back. There's my barrier, and lift it with the opposite hand. This is also for the biceps and also for the shoulders as well. Lovely stretch. I recommend you do that on both sides. I did that with my right side. We have a lot of stretches to do. So let's try double arm hyperextension. Thumb pointing forward, lean forward slightly. As we come back with both arms, flex the wrist and come as high as you can. 1, 2, release. And extend using the triceps, lats, rear delts. Now we're going to stretch all the way through the front of the shoulders, biceps and pecs. 2 more of those. 1, 2. Last one. All the way back. So you feel a really nice pull through here. Shake out. Let's do the triceps. So with the tricep, we're going to work the long head of the tricep that runs into this bone here. And sometimes when it gets tight, it prevents you from reaching up properly. So we're going to use our bicep, activate our bicep, draw the elbow towards the ceiling. There's my barrier. Slowly lift and pull back so that the fingertips are on my shoulder blade. Let's do that again. Breathing in, up, breathing out. Lift up and pull back. Long head of the triceps. 1 more of those. As I say, you can do between 8 and 10 reps on each side. You just pause the video and then you can move to the next stretch after that. Let's do another tricep, coming across the side here and pulling behind the head. 1, 2. That's for the two short heads of the triceps. Slightly different angle, but has a very good effect on shoulder mobility as well. Here we go. 1, 2. Let's try one more of those. Breathing in, over the top, and shake out. Lovely. Let's try one of the most important stretches for the rotator cuff. This is the supraspinatus up in here. We're going to draw the arm behind the back. See if I can show you this way. Behind the back, and we're going to pull right across to pull the shoulder downwards and stretch the top of the shoulder so that the supraspinatus can get a little bit of extra flexibility. We find that when we're stressed out, we raise our shoulders without realizing it, and that affects our shoulder range of motion. So it's really important to keep the shoulders nice and mobile and also in the correct position. Let's do the same with the other side so you can see what it looks like. Hands behind the back, opposite hand holding onto the wrist, and then I'm going to pull across, dropping the head of the, in this case, the head of the humerus, and allowing a little bit of a stretch through the top of the shoulder here. Let's do one more of those, and release, shake out. Good. Let's do one rotator stretch for the rotator cuff. I call it windscreen wipers, this one. Palm facing upwards. What you're going to do is you're going to draw, keep your elbows tucked. Breathe in, draw the hands towards the maximum external rotational position and hold it for 2 seconds. Release it again. Breathing in, out, hold it. 1, 2, release. You can change it by placing the hands together, the thumb pointing up, and it's a slightly different feeling, different fibers, and also the palms facing down, coming out like so. And some of you will find this position a little bit harder than the first position, which is palms up. So that just shows where your tension is specifically. Shake out again. Good. Next exercise, it's shoulder elevation. So one foot is forward, my right hand is going up, and my left arm is going back. So it looks a bit like this. All the way up, look up to the ceiling, pull back, 1, 2, release. Up, reach, fingers pointed, look to the fingers, reach up, and back again. Up. So this stretches the shoulder girdle, this stretches the abdominal region, and also the chest as well. And on the opposite side, the shoulder is getting stretched at the same time. Let's try the other side. Left foot forward, left arm forward, one arm goes back, one arm goes up. Look up to the ceiling, reach up, hold it, and release. Breathing out. Good. Release. And up. Some of you might find this quite a big pull in the abdominal area. Some of you may feel it in the shoulders. Wherever you feel it, that's where you have the most resistance. So it's different with everyone. Let's try that with both arms. Slightly wide stance, abs engaged. Breathing in. Both arms into flexion, shoulder flexion. Reach up, look at the fingers, and slightly reach back. 1, 2, back again. Reach up, point the fingers, spread the fingers, lean back, look at the fingers when you're leaning back, and relax. This is great for posture. This really helps to open up the front of the chest. Improve breathing, lift up again, and back again. Great posture exercise. Shake out. Now we're going to go into the spinal segments. So with the spine, we're going to go into flexion first. So let's just do a little warm up. We're going to do some back slaps. Just very simply moving into rotation, slapping the back. Nothing's too harsh, nothing's too fast. Everything's very gentle. And we're just going to lean forwards and swing side to side. side to side, and then back and forth, back and forth. Let's try a big circle, just warming up the spine. Little bigger circle here, let's do 2 on each side, and then back again. 1 and 2. Okay, we'll start off with some spinal flexion. Here the abdominal muscles are engaged in order to release the tension in the spine at the back. So breathe in through the nose as usual. Knees are soft, abs engaged, leaning forward and blowing. Hold on to the legs. Pull yourself between the legs. 1, 2. Slowly coming back up again. Breathe in. Leaning forward. Spinal flexion to stretch the spinal extensors. A lot of people who are sitting for long periods of time get very tight in their lower backs. This is a great way to release the tension. You can do this standing or sitting, as long as the knees are bent, because you don't want to interfere with the hamstrings. The hamstrings are a separate stretch. And come forward. Let's try one more of those. It does get easier and easier the more you do this. And I said, it's not a competition, so it's not, the idea is not to put your head on the floor. The idea is just to gently release the tension in the back. Do not overstretch. That's the key. If you feel a bit of irritation, just back off slightly. Hands behind the head. So interlace the fingers. You're now going to rotate the trunk, left elbow towards the left knee. 1, 2. Back up again. This is controlled, the movement is controlled by the abs. Turn, drop, blowing out. Back up again. Turn and drop. Let's try the other side. Turn and then drop. This is an advanced trunk rotation. It's great for golfers, great for tennis players, or just great for anybody that wants to release tension in their lumbar spine. And turn. Last one. Turn and blow. Good. Now we're going to do a lateral spinal flexion. There are 6 layers of muscles in the spine. It's quite complex and they're quite thick, particularly in the lower back. So we have to do this carefully, gently and repetitively. So what we're going to do first is abs are braced. You're going to lean to one side. Arm goes over the top. Hold on to the elbow. Gently pull. 2 pounds of pressure. Come back to the middle. Breathe in. Lean to one side. Over the top with one arm. Only 2 pounds for 2 seconds. 1, 2. And back again. It slowly releases. Everybody's different. Everybody releases at different speeds. So for some people who are very flexible, they will be able to do 60 degrees of side bending. Some people can only do 20. As I say, it is not a competition. Let's do it again. Turn to the other side. Down, over the top, and pull. 1, 2. Back again. Controlled by the abs. But you get all the stretching from the lats down into the internal obliques, through the intercostals. Fabulous stretch for people who spend a lot of time sitting during the course of the day. Let's try another stretch, this time for the back. So what we're going to do is, actually this is for the spine as well, but it affects the back. So we're going to turn the spine 45 degrees backwards. My left hand is on my left knee behind. I'm reaching up and then I'm slightly going into extension. So you'll feel the stretch or the pull along the obliques here, the external obliques, and a little bit here in the serratus anterior. Let's try that again. Turn, drop, left hand, back of the left knee, reach up, fingers very, very pointed and straight, twist the hand a little bit, and then release again. Try that again. Turn, drop, reach, up, externally rotate the shoulder, hold it, and back again. Let's try the other side. Turn, right hand to the back of the right knee, reach up, turn, hold it, One side may be tighter than the other, so you may have to do a few more on the tighter side. Up, turn, 1, 2. I can feel the pull just here. Let's try that one more time. Turn, back, reach up, 1, 2, and release. Shake out again. Let's see what that looks like going forward to release the tension in these muscles here. Quadratus lumborum, lower back, very traditionally tight and weak with a lot of people, so especially if you're sitting a lot. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn like we did last time, but instead of going backwards, we're going to go forwards. So my right hand is on my right knee. I reach up, twist, and I can feel that in my lower back, back into neutral position. Abs are always braced. Turn, right hand, right knee. Reach up, twist, and again, the other side this time. So it's turn, drop, reach up, and twist. Good. And again, rotate. Left hand, left knee, reaching up, externally rotating, hold it, and release again. And let's do a little jump again just to get the lymph moving. And that's a great way to finish off the spinal routine. So that was a 26-minute stretching routine, flexibility training routine for the upper body. I'm sure all of you can feel, like I do, nice and warmed up, very energized, very oxygenated, and also kind of loose throughout the body. So this is what you want to be able to feel like in the morning when you get to work, maybe before you leave at the end of the day. Just do 15, 20 minutes worth of this kind of stretching. It's very light, it's very gentle. None of this is forced. We're not muscling our way through the stretches. It's very, very light work. And the benefits of this is really energy. What we're trying to do is trying to get blood and oxygen as quickly as we can into the tissues, into the cells, and remove some of the lymphatic waste quickly by doing all this very active and dynamic approach to movement. We used a technique called the active isolated stretching technique, where one muscle is contracting to release the opposing muscle. So this allows the target muscle being stretched to go a little bit deeper. It's a bit safer, you get less irritation, and you get tremendous amount of release, if you like. And that's our job, is to release tension and to make you improve your movement so that you have less likelihood of hurting yourself during the course of the day. We hope you really enjoyed it. info@motiondynamics.hk if you would like to learn a little bit more about what we do. Thank you very much for listening.